Alright, welcome back to John Velvet's fucking mess. Right, welcome back to John Velvet's Garage. So today what I'm going to do is probably finish up those turbo manifold, or that turbo manifold. It's on the car, all the base stuff is done. I just have to do like a secondary pipe that I'm just going to connect with flanges. I don't know if you're supposed to do that, but I'm going to do it anyways and see how we go. So it's just like an S-bend to get around the CV joint to get up to the turbo bracket. And then hopefully I can bolt that on completely now. So we'll just see how we go. Alright, so this is what it looks like at the moment underneath with the turbo manifold. Most of it's sort of connected up. This is all you would have seen me weld up before. That's just basically how it's fitting in. I've just extended this tube down the back here and just put a bit of a heat shield there where the power steering and CV boot, or sorry, the power steering boot's going to be. And this is essentially the beginnings of this video. I basically have to get it to turn up, and if you can see it.
I can't make this any louder.
So this is the beginnings of this video, where I've sort of turned it up, and if you can kind of see it up there in the dark, in the background. Dang, bit of a weird shift there, but that is the underside of the turbo mount that I did just before. So I've got to somehow get it from here to there with enough space for the exhaust. Okay, doke. So this is a manifold that I made out of the same plate steel that I used to make the mill into a lathe, that base plate to hold the cross slide. I just traced the underside of the turbo, which is those three, and just whacked a little hole in there. This one here is to mount to that bracket that I made before. Now, what I'm doing currently is I put the turbo manifold back on the car, and I saw a rough angle or end point. So I'm actually going to try and build it from the turbo down towards the rest of the manifold. So what I've decided to do now is try and figure out how I put this on the car again, and I'll have to orientate it in a minute with the turbo on it. And then I'm going to just use these pie cuts that I made. So it's the same steel steam pipe that I used for the rest of the manifold. And before I did any of this, I just put it in the bandsaw and got little 9-degree pie cuts. So theoretically, the angle of that, I haven't cleaned these up, but the angle of that is 9 degrees. So theoretically, 10 of them would make a 90-degree turn. Some people call them like lobster back or whatever, welds. Mine are going to look like dog ass because I'm going to use a MIG. But I might clean them up and see what they look like. But if you look at that profile, starting to get like a fairly decent angle away. I need to miss the steering rack, and I need to miss the brake booster, and I need to still have enough space in there for the exhaust to go down. I don't know how people do this when I watch them on YouTube, but I suppose they're not nurses, they're professionals. Okay, so I've just cleaned these up and orientated it front to back. We're now on the underside here. I'm gonna tack them in place and go see what they look like on the car. Nice. So I've just tacked together the up pipe, mainly using just sort of pie cuts, a little bit of straight there, and then there's some more pies. I think I'm gonna TIG this one, just because everything's so sort of like close. I don't want to like overload it with heat and have it warp and then not really fit. We'll see how this goes. I am a bit worried about this because it's not really the right join, but I've sort of just made it a nugget. All right, so moment of truth with my tacked up pipe. Oh, get her in there. Look at that. That's lovely. Until I weld and it shrinks and bends. When first starting to look on working on a car, it can be quite daunting to do anything. Most of the time, forums and the internet aren't exactly helpful, and they're forever telling you what you can't do and what you should do better. But the fact of the matter is, you can actually do everything fairly cheaply. So as you can see here, I just got 10mm plate from my local steelyard, and I honestly think I paid $27 just for this. So you can use materials just like this in order to make anything that you really want, and it doesn't always have to be perfect CNC cut. The name of the game is really to have fun and actually learn something and try and understand your car a little bit better. There's no need to use your mother or your auntie's CNC router to do this perfectly. You probably will learn a lot more actually doing it yourself. All I did here was take the gasket and mark out the outline of the shape that I needed and roughly cut it out with an angle grinder. Alright, so to be honest, I haven't filmed too much as of lately because I've been practicing TIG, which is not my forte. But essentially this is what the backing plates come out like for the time being. And I'm just doing some lobster back sort of pie cut type things in order to sort of get my exhaust down and miss the up pipe. It's okay, except for those. That wasn't me though, somebody else came here and did that. I was really hoping to finish the up pipe and the dump pipe as well for this video, but it's been pretty hectic, so we'll just have a look to see what there is so far. Starting to look pretty good. A little bit of that lobster back dump pipe there. Most of it's okay. I need to probably still work on the other side a little bit. I just didn't realise TIGging would take me that long, but I also don't really know what I'm doing, so I'll just keep going, I guess, and put up another video for the next one.